Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my skincare routine with my hairband on, which my office colleagues would like to make fun of me of, but honestly I love it, I enjoy it, and I am glad that the flicks that I cut for myself, which I cut them a little too short, they stay out of my face. This is the first time that I cut my own hair. And when I say I cut my own hair, means I like physically took scissors and cut my own hair. My mom has like trimmed my बाल के नीचे जो पूंछ हो जाती है, she has trimmed that off in the past. But yeah, this is the first time that I have actually cut my own flicks because I really wanted, and to do that because I also think it's going to help with the receding hairline, which a lot of you have pointed that out, and I can already see that it's working and it's helpful. But today's video is not about this. Today's video is about telling you how turning 26 has changed me. I have over the years realized how consumerism is the devil. That is what the title of this video is going to be, and that is what I have truly grown to understand and believe, and it is going to be my mantra kind of going forward as to how I can beat the devil, which is consumerism, in my life going forward. It's something which we've spoken about, and I obviously do my no buy videos, my low buy videos, how to save money videos. By the way, the serum which I'm using is the vitamin C serum from Pilgrim, vitamin C and alpha arbutin serum, and then the moisturizer which I'm putting on right now is the Dermaco propylene oil free moisturizer. I was planning to film like a skincare shorts today featuring all these products, but then I figured, you know what, I really want to talk about this topic, so might as well let's do like a chatty get ready with me style video where I do my skincare, I do my makeup, and then at the same time I kind of share with you everything that is going on in my mind and how I'm going to use today as a marker to change things going forward in the future. So yes, consumerism is very much the devil, and I will say that it's very hard to beat it. Like, some days are better than others. It almost feels like a disease where some days you feel very motivated and you want to stay consistent in not shopping excessively, not just letting like you're scrolling on your phone and you end up seeing things that you like and then you want to buy those things, yada yada yada. But there are other days, and I was reading, I think this post maybe on Instagram, was it, or was it a Google article, I'm not even really sure, but it basically said how women tend to buy stuff like that they don't need basically around their period because of the hormonal fluctuations which are happening in the body, and it is more likely to happen during that time versus like maybe the rest of the month, for example. And I personally have not done enough research about the different phases. I think it's called telogen fluvium, I think so, or maybe that is the term that is used when you talk about like the hair. I might be confusing those things up, but yeah, there are different phases in the body basically through the menstruation cycle. So there is the week of your period, the week before your period, the week after your period, and then the, I think, ovulating week. I don't really know much about it, but the point being that if it's true that women actually tend to overspend, or maybe they don't think as much, or they're not able to control their self in terms of the shopping urges during that time as compared to the rest of the month, I think that is something which I need to, at least personally for myself, change and shift. That's something that I need to beat, is to make it a point to not be overly consuming at all, like period, point blank, full stop. Because at the end of the day, the money that you earn, it's limited, right? No matter how much you're earning, whether you have a primary income, secondary income, tertiary income, does not matter. No matter how many sources of income you have, money is a limited resource, and it is very important that you put your money where you get value out of it, where it is helpful, useful. And I would much rather spend money, or rather even save money for things like maybe buying a house, traveling, like those big things which really matter in life, as compared to like buying skincare, for example. So I have decided to make a conscious change in my life going forward in terms of a couple of different things which I want to talk about. First being skincare. Now, skincare is something which I've really controlled. I would say the size of my collection, how much I am buying, whether I have backups for my favorite products or not, etc., etc., etc. But I still feel like in certain specific areas, or maybe certain specific categories, I have more than what I need. And I will be making more content in the future, focusing on smaller skincare collections, capsule skincare collections, even sticking to the products which I know work for me, and repurchasing those consistently over a period of time, versus trying out new things. I mean, I'm still going to try out new things, don't get me wrong on that, but at the same time I'm going to do my sunscreen while I keep talking, because I just stopped. I wanted my moisturizer to like set in for some time. But yes, I have spoken about this with you guys as well, that I want to maybe have like a capsule skincare collection, and I will still be occasionally trying out new products in certain categories, but it's not going to be in all categories. It's going to take some time for me to eventually gradually make those changes. But right now, what is important for me at this point of time is that I am not going to be having more than two. And the reason I say two is because a lot of times I have one product that I'm currently working on, like whether it's a makeup remover, sunscreen, moisturizer, whatever, and then one backup. That's all I'm going to allow myself to have, is two in any category. And if it's, for example, backups of my favorite products, which I know are holy grails, then the rule is going to be 4, because a lot of times there are like buy one get one sales, buy two get two sales. So in the buy two get two sales, I might end up having more than I need, but that's okay, because I know with time I'm going to gradually go through those backups. What I'm also planning to do is how that's going to shift and change in my content, because if I don't have 50 different products to review, that's also going to affect my content in some sort of way. So what I plan to do about that is to do more videos about money, how much I'm spending on beauty. A series I'm very much inspired by, and I wanted to even start doing something like that for my own channel, was Empties and Spendies. This is something which I have seen Jessica Banana, I think that's how you say her name. She's a project planner. She also does her Empties and Spendies videos, and that is a series which I was very much inspired by, and I've been keeping up with her content for a long time, but for some reason I did not start doing that series. Actually, I planned to start doing that series in the beginning of 2025 itself, but then it somehow got away from me, which is why I could not do that. But I do plan to probably start doing that in 2026. So basically, every single time I buy a product, I'm going to write down how much that product costed me, and then I'm also going to see how much my own collection costs. I've done a video like that before, where I basically total the value of all the products that I have in my collection, and how much my collection is valued at currently. And I think with time I want that value to go down, obviously, in terms of the number of products which I own, and also the total value of all the products. Like, I don't want to spend my money on expensive skincare which costs me a lot of money. I always want to spend least amount of money and still get good products and good value out of it. So Empties and Spendies is something that I plan to do. I could do it on a monthly basis, or maybe 2 months, like clubbed together. I will be doing basically those kind of videos. I could also do like how much I spend on skincare in a quarter, and then maybe we can do like a total at the end of the year. I think it would make sense if I'm just doing Empties and Spendies that way. But again, let me know if you prefer Empties and Spendies style, or do you prefer like Empties separately, like how I usually do my traditional Empties videos, and then how much I'm spending on skincare in a month, in 2 months, in a quarter, like clubbed that together. I could do that. I'm kind of attempting that this year itself, because I'm doing my July, August and September total of how much I spent. That video will be coming up either towards end of September or maybe beginning of October, and then if that goes well, I will continue doing the same thing for October, November, December, and then next year onwards is going to be a full-fledged series that we're doing, and we are not going to stop that. So let me know if you prefer that more. So this was all about my skincare updates, and I will obviously talk about makeup, perfume, etc. in just a minute. I want to quickly grab my makeup and then we'll be right back. Okay, now that I've grabbed my makeup, let's talk about how I feel about my makeup collection and how I'm going to not change, but I would say modify, because let's be very honest, I'm not someone who's very makeup heavy when it comes to my purchases. I'm always more skincare, like I always tend to buy more skincare for very obvious reasons also. Is my camera slightly tilted? Like, is my phone slightly tilted? I hope it's better now. Yeah, so skincare and even perfume, a lot of times I tend to buy more when it compares to makeup, is because makeup also takes much longer to use. But I think last year I went really ham, and I have absolutely no regrets about it. Let me be very, very honest about that. I have no regrets that I went very ham with my makeup purchases when I was in the US, because I really wanted to buy a lot of the products that I bought. But now, knowing how much I own, I don't see myself buying any more makeup for 5-10 years. Even if I'm going to be very honest, like at least 5, but it could be longer also, if we're going to be very, very honest. Because the makeup that I own, right, there was a video by Sarah Rose, like how long does it take you to use up your entire collection in terms of specific categories. So it could be lesser for categories like foundation or powder, etc., but it could be more for categories like blush, bronzer, for example. And honestly, I think I have about, I've not done the exact math like what she did in her video, but from what I can tell, my collection currently is at, I think I have more than 10 years worth of bronzer, around 5 to 6 years worth of blush, and lipstick maybe at least 2 to 3 years. So definitely my collection, even though it's not as big as what a lot of people have in their collection, and I'm honestly glad about that, because recently I've been seeing so many creators do like massive declutters. I mean, Tati did hers a while back. Now I'm seeing Jamie Page do it. She also did hers I think some time ago, but now she's doing it again. There is Jessica Braun, who is doing her declutter. Sarah Rose also, who I just mentioned, she has a pretty small collection as compared to some of the other creators, but she also recently moved, and now she's done another declutter before moving. So I almost feel good that I didn't go super ham with makeup earlier. I mean, I've been wearing makeup for now almost 10 years. It's going to be 10 years by the end of this year, because I first started in October, or was it November, I'm not sure. It could even be December of 2015. So this year marks 10 years of me wearing makeup. So in the past decade of me wearing makeup, I've never had a crazy big collection. I have never spent an obscene amount of money on makeup, and I'm kind of glad, because I think other people might kind of regret it now because they bought all the stuff, or even if they got it in PR, that is still fine too. But all the makeup that they've hoarded over the years, so much of it has gone in the trash. I feel better about myself because that has not been the case for me. But at the same time, I also am aware that I have enough to last me for the next couple of years. So even though I'm not on like an official makeup no buy or anything, because I mean, I recently only bought a loose powder from Mars, and then also a few other things. So like categories like loose powder, for example, I'm going to continue buying. Categories like eyebrow pencil, I'm going to buy on a yearly basis. Eyeliner again is something which I'm going to continue to buy because that's something I go through every 2 to 4 months, again depending on how much back stock I have. So yeah, things like those I'm going to continue to buy. But then things like lipstick, blush, bronzer, those are things which even eyeshadow, how could I forget eyeshadow? Oh my god, I have so many palettes, more than I need, which I have accumulated over the past 2 years at least. And I don't even get a chance to get into those palettes because all I'm using is this single shadow, or rather I should call it a duo, but the only shade which I use is one of the two shades. So I mean, whatever you want to call it. So in terms of consuming makeup personally, I think nothing much is going to change. It's going to be sorry, not consuming makeup, in terms of buying makeup, things are not going to change from what it has been over like the past couple of years. It's going to remain the same. In terms of the content that you will see surrounding makeup, it's going to be more of project pan content. It's going to be a capsule makeup collection, which I'm focusing on, and I have already been doing that, so it's not new or anything. But yes, I'm going to count how many uses I get out of individual products over months, quarter, year, etc. And that is content that's going to continue to be the way it is right now, with some additions. Like project pan, for example, is something which I've done in the past, then I stopped, now I'm back into doing it, and I'm going to continue doing it because I truly enjoy project pan content. I love documenting project pan content, and I love doing the videos. So I don't really care how many views it gets, but I'm going to get back into it. I'm going to continue doing that. So that's about makeup. Moving on to perfume. Now this is a category which I have really gone up and down with. There was a phase where I started getting into perfume. There was a phase I was obsessed with perfume. Now I'm at a phase where I don't want to own a lot of perfume, because I also feel like with time my thoughts and opinions on fragrances change. So I want to have few perfumes which I love and which I use, but I don't want to have a lot of perfumes, because what if I change my mind on half my collection over time? What happens then? I have to force myself to wear a perfume that I don't like. I have to declutter perfumes which I have done a lot of already in the past couple of years. A lot of times when I buy stuff to try out and then it doesn't work for me, I declutter it. That's how I've been doing it so far, and if I continue down this same journey, then I'm going to have to continue doing that in the future as well, which, to be honest, I don't want to do that. But at the same time, I am also trying out, and my trying out has led into some great discoveries and then some fails too. So I mean, that is always the case, right? It's always like a 50-50% probability of whether or not it's going to work or it's not going to work. So perfume is something which I'm still dibbling and dabbling, but I want to still keep things curated, manageable, and have like a definite set that, okay, beyond this you can't expand anymore. If you reach this and this is your limit, you will not go beyond this. And I think right now I've reached my limit, where I know that I'm going to go through, curate my collection once again based on what I have, try out everything, get rid of whatever I don't like, and then keep whatever I do like and enjoy. And that is the plan for now. I would say I don't want to buy any more perfume at least till the end of this year, and in the next 3 months I'm going to use everything that I recently got, try it out, review it, and then we will formulate a plan probably sometime in January as to what I'm going to do next with my collection in terms of that aspect. So we covered skincare, we covered makeup, we covered perfume. Now the last aspect is clothes. This is something which I don't talk about too much, and I feel like because I don't talk about too much, I might almost sound like I'm defending myself or validating myself, but I know that that's not the case. I know that I have truly tried my level best in terms of not buying a lot of clothes, at least in the past year. I think in 2025, and it's been what, 8.5 months at this point. It's going to be 9 months complete in the next couple of weeks. I have not bought a lot of clothes this year. I think most of the things that I bought, which I still have in my collection, are from last year or older than that. So I don't feel very, how do I put it? I don't feel guilty about it. I feel like I've been doing pretty good, but at the same time, I also feel like I own a lot of clothes, and it takes me about a month and a half, I want to say, to cycle through my entire closet. What that means is, if I'm wearing a new outfit every single day, not repeating my outfits at all, I have about 45 days worth of clothes before I have to start a new cycle again. So that means I get to wear like each outfit basically just 6 times in a year, if you think about it. So 1.5 months, not 6 times, I'm sorry, 9 times, 8 times, because 1.5 times 2 is 3 months. So every 3 months I'm wearing the same outfit twice, and then there are 12 months in a year. So yes, I wear every single outfit that I own 8 times in a year on average, which is probably not the case. I mean, when you think about it that way, I feel like I'm not even wearing my clothes enough, and I have so many clothes, including my Indian wear, Western wear, office wear, etc. And I mean, my office, I don't need to wear formals every single day. I wear a lot of my just usual casual clothes every single day to work. So when you think about 8 times a year, that's not a lot. And again, clothes are something like makeup, which can last years and years and years. Just like you don't go through your makeup very quickly, you don't go through your clothes also very quickly, especially if the clothes are well made. And nowadays, I know clothes are not even that well made. So considering that also, if my clothes are lasting me for years, it means I don't need to buy any more than what I have right now. And that's why I decided, and this was kind of like, I told that okay, I'm going to do this, and then instantly regretted it, because there were a few things that I did want to actually truly buy. So I'm not going to stop myself from buying anything new. At the same time, I'm also not going to go crazy ham doing big hauls. So I think a good middle ground here is to add something to your wish list, something that you really want to buy, which fits in the budget, which is not overpriced, and something that I'm going to keep in my wish list for at least 3 months, if not more. And after 3 months, if I still want to buy it, then I'm going to pull the trigger. This also means that my collection will still expand and grow a little bit, but at the same time, it's going to be things that I truly really want. It's not going to be things that are ill-fitting, because this has happened to me way more times than I can count on even both my hands, that I buy something, it doesn't fit me well, but maybe I got it on a good deal, it's super duper cheap. Maybe it is something that in the moment felt like it was a good idea, but then it's not something that I'm going to use or wear on a regular basis to work. It's something that gets collected in a pile in my wardrobe, and I, by the way, still have a pile in my wardrobe, which is things that I have never worn, but I still want to keep, because someday I'm going to wear it, someday. And I don't know when that someday is going to be, whether it's going to be 5 years down the line, 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, or maybe even more in the future. I don't know. So those kind of clothes I'm not going to be buying. I'm going to be buying things which I know I'm going to wear, I know I'm going to get use out of, and I'm not going to wait for an occasion to wear it. Like, I could just wear it every single day to work. Like, those are the kind of things I will allow myself to buy. So that was about clothing. I basically stopped doing my makeup, because liner and lipstick are two things which I can't really do while talking, when I'm in the flow of things where I'm sharing with you all these things. And I know this could be a little bit redundant, but I also feel at the same time that, like I said, today 17th of September, as I'm sitting down filming this, is going to be a marker of me 26 years and 11 days on this planet. And I know what I plan for myself for this next year. So hopefully we're not going to be doing this on a repeated basis where I keep talking about this again and again and again. It's going to be something which is set in stone, and I'll probably do an update maybe 6 months down the line, maybe when I turn 26. When I'm already 26, when I turn 27, at that time, and then kind of share with you how I've made progress over the past 1 year or the past 6 months, however we decide to do it. So yes, that is that. I'm going to obviously finish doing my liner and lipstick, and but yeah, I'm going to say goodbye right now itself. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you didn't mind the headband, because I actually really enjoy it, and I think I look really cute like this. So I don't care who says what to me, but yes, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and I'm gonna see you in my next one. But till then, save money, don't let consumerism get to you, and be very mindful about where you put your money, because once you spend it, it's not coming back. Yeah, that's not happening. So yes, until next time, bye guys, bye bye.